Hi, I'm Vijay, and I can't wait to be seeing myself on FactorDaily.com. Well, as a Paytm, I've always said it that we are a payment and financial services company, and commerce is an incredibly critical use case for us. So, first of all, when we got into a commerce battle, we did not get into this to, let's say, to be on the top spot, because we wanted to have our payment instrument available on all payment commerce websites, and nobody wanted it, so we just built a marketplace of ourselves. And next is that whether today, once we've seen this kind of whole circle coming up, there was ton of money that was thrown in the market, and now there is rationalization by spending. So effectively numbers have gone down, though nobody cares about GMV today, because our GMV is big now today. So by the time the bus has reached that number, nobody bothers. Glad. I think if India was to be looked at, India is one of those markets where winning and losing far away from America and far away from China is sort of going to be sorted. You don't have large players of the world leaving any other market but India as nearly a final market. UK has happened, Japan has happened, Germany has happened, and obviously South America is a market to an extent large. And before Africa grows up, India is the market. So, India, large number of user base, but per dollar ticket size is small. So India GDP is not very large, but still the number are immensely big. And kind of physical infrastructure we have in retail, online commerce will be definitely bigger than and much sooner bigger than the physical world retail, in few categories to start from and few more categories to go on. No, it's not about how much you raise. It's about how much you can spend, and how much you can spend, even if you're fairly efficient and fairly sizable. Today at Paytm, we're very proud of how efficiently we build a massively scalable number, and we're very happy about it. And we would have done it 1/10 of the cost of everybody else. The last best guys, we would have done 10 times better than that guy in our numbers that we've done, and obviously bigger than those numbers. So if you're standing in front of 5 billion, even if you're a best of efficiency, you still need 2 billion or 3 billion to play, right? 50% efficiency or 60% efficiency. So we're talking about, I think large money is needed. Let's just be sure. Is it that I can outspend 5 billion? No. Does it mean that you need 5 billion? Answer is definitely no. I think if answer to your problem is money, you probably have not thought about it enough. But answer to 5 billion is not no money or $1 billion, it's at least $2 billion. Now in this country, to raise $2 billion, not many people are left to raise $2 billion. We've not raised large amount of money. We are not a large money raise company. We've been doing business far more meticulously than anybody else. Paytm raised one round, and we've been on that round ever since. And even though market dynamics were throwing money massively, we've been conscious about that, I think. So do we need to raise large money to play the business? I think we will not be the one who will be identified that we raised a lot of money and threw a lot of money. I think history books won't put us like that. If we want to be in the chapter of commerce winning, we want to be known as the people who raise so little money, but there's so meticulous attention to the business model, and they were able to win it. I mean, we've never spent more money than we think that we have if we were to look at 3 years forward. Even today, after spending so much of money, we still have money for 3 years forward in our bank at a run rate that we are spending. And that is, I think, the crux of this business model is for us. We believe that we should be aggressive, capturing the market and capturing the growth, keeping the net spends far more in control than most of, I'd say, online companies have been. We, given a choice, if we want to, we eat new battles. I'm sure you must have seen that we've landed into cinema tickets, and we've landed into bus tickets, we've landed into travel. if I was not entering into new business, we have very healthy, profitable internally that business which is otherwise existing. So there is this curve that we internally carry, which is more like a S curve, or imagine the Mahatma Gandhi photo that used to be drawn in the Doordarshan old days back. That you start, incubate, early days, growth, challenger, winner, dominant, and then plateauing. So that's the curve. So we, any point of time, have these multiple businesses in all shapes and sizes. For example, like one line of our business last year generated 100 crore plus EBITDA. Another line of business converted EBITDA positive just last month. And we're talking about all costs inclusive, including people costs and so on. So I think we are not building a commerce company, we are not building a payments company, we are not building a financial services company. We build, I wish and I hope that we can build a large internet conglomerate out of this country, which is leveraging the best of what this country offers. When I started 197, I did not start a company to do one product or one service. I wanted to build something that will be called a legacy built out of this country, and I was staying in this, instead of going to US, H1B, I was one of those generations who graduated literally before Y2K bug existed, 1998. So there was a lot of rush into US, lend into US and do it. Now, my learning has been that if you decide yourself that there is no alternate, Tina, there is no alternate to this, maybe you will have a different perspective to it. And then if there is a target that you set, or a vivid imagination or a visualization that you can do of the future, it's easy to reach that journey. So in my mind, I always think of a movement. So we will be this movement, we will be dash sizable, doing that, and it'll be happening. So now whenever there is a question whether we will do it or not, then I think whether we'll be doing this, today's task will take us in future where we want to be. So what worked for me is a hope for future, and surprisingly today always remains in the gutter and tomorrow always remains in a high tide. I think we've had a very lucky days when we felt great about it, but there have been tremendous amount of bad days and more number of bad days when we expected ours to do better than otherwise. But I think the hope, the expectations, the desire, the mission, the purpose becomes so incredibly charming, alluring and enticing that I think everything pulls out of whatever the bad situation we've been. So one learning I have had is that the aim that you are aiming should be so fabulous that no one should be able to pull you down from that. And I think that is the first energy point for you. Whenever in doubt, then think again that you wanted to be there and you were meant to do that. How can somebody take away that from you? And that is the moment that you come back again in the morning and say that today is bad, tomorrow will be worse, and day after tomorrow will be beautiful. You know, Jack Ma quotes in this sense. And then second is that you must have an incredible amount of fun on the way. There is no doubt that you will have tough time, but I wish that your tough times also generate incredible amount of joy. For example, like I love to listen to a lot of music, and I think I feel that I've earned my music when I earn less some salary. And I seriously, on a different note, when I used to do good, I used to buy some music. Now I buy music subscription and I feel happy about it and discovering music. So in a parallel universe, something else is going on in my mind while I know this is going on. So I can hold on to that, disconnects you from something and brings you back. The Zen movement comes in the music for me. And the very fact that sometimes in this journey, while you're going through this tough time, the journey gives way to an opportunity which truly is once in a lifetime. God gives us a chance to create a dent in the universe, and if you hit upon that magic moment, it's so fulfilling that a number of years of pain don't sound enough. I can go 15 more years of pain for what we are aiming today, and I won't find myself feeling an inch bad. I can tell that pathetic bad days that I've seen, non-narrating right now, won't deter even an inch even more today. Earlier it was not even sure whether I'll ever get a success of an inch kind. Today we have a platform, meaning that if we worst case scenario fall back, we'll be not bad. On that day it was, worst case scenario was I was not getting salary and I was not getting salary. I remember till 2001 to 2007 my annual salary was less than 1 lakh rupees. And I can tell that if barring the family obligations, I don't need a lot of footprint. I don't wear something, I don't need something, I don't eat something, I don't drink something, I don't wear something that requires me to have larger footprint. But the incredible urge to change some things, incredible urge to create an impact, it just starts to happen. I used to think this is a high-end word, and it is not really so, but it started to happen over the period. I think emotions give an incredible amount of energy to yourself, and when you are going through tough times where a ton of energy and perseverance and persuasion is required, a ton of energy is required. And I think I do not know someone who was changing massive amount of human behavior or building something massive, big, was not emotional. I have not met one person, so I don't think it is even an inch of abnormality in a way. I actually find poker face as a dumb thing. I think you're not associating yourself with the work that you're doing and belonging to the thing that you're doing as much you need to. When people give me very professionally correct, justified answers, I think you're being too robotic and too unreal. And the last robotic person that I met and I saw was Jeff Bezos. He starts laughing in the middle of a conversation, but he was so passionately associated to that one. I have not met a person who was not emotional fool when he was building an irrational outcome. For an irrational outcome, you have to be irrationally emotional. Rationality is out of the window anyways. I think Bangalore, which is awesome for its people and its chemistry and energy, isn't so great as far as the infrastructure is concerned. And I think even though we were going for some elements like pollution, access to better lifestyle and so on and so forth, which I found out that Bangalore is not many times ahead of Delhi. So in a way it's settled in Delhi back. And then obviously there is a large amount of organization pulled back to Delhi. Once upon a time I wanted to do it to get admission in Stanford because it was 12 lakh rupees, and I thought that I learned it in a few years. I couldn't go, and then one point in time I wanted to prove someone who said this guy will be able to do it. And then I wanted to do it because I thought there's a milestone in the life to achieve something. And finally I want to do it today so that I can make my country proud. This is my giving back to this country. If I'm not a soldier on the field, if I'm not the army general who will kill the borders, incredibly increase that, I want to go beyond the borders and raise the flag to say that this is an Indian company you can be proud of. SACHIN, I've been a very open fan of him. I love people who have challenged the status quo and taken their own selves to change a few things, and I think SACHIN has done it so openly. If it was not for his audacious ambition, this country couldn't have this vibrant commerce ecosystem. What happens to them is a separate story, but what is happening is definitely attributable to all of it. Entrepreneurs should give back. Angel investment is one of the methods. Those who can't, they should talk, help. Those who can, should give money back. There are all kinds of people in the world. There are flippers, there are dealers, and there are dealers, and there are serial entrepreneurs. There are one company for life. There are different types of money. So some cashing out, some staying on, some still building legacy, some still feeling nothing has been done. All varieties of money. From a colleague, worst feedback, you don't listen enough, which is true because you have I think there is a sense of urgency and you don't do many things. I think it goes back to family. because ultimately there is not enough that you can do at work which can go with you. It's in the end it's just fun. I will never be part. I wish that I never am a roadblock to this company's success. And I believe in a quote which is called, "You should die hero, otherwise you might just become the villain." So when I die, I'll die. There is so much more to be done that people won't say that I will kill it. One of the most of the hires who have come in the name of entitlement and a designation, and we recruited them because they were designation like this, have inevitably not worked out here. I think I really feel pathetic that I have a horizontally challenging life, and my life continues to be more challenging. I wish that I was far more fit and so on. Vishal, who runs a fitting company, hasn't been fit himself according to me. So I don't know, entrepreneurs sort of have a problem in life. I swim a lot, and I think it is because of odd hour of eating and odd hour of eating out. So metabolism is Roger. I start for office at 8:15 a.m. and I start from office mostly at 9:40 p.m. and I do not know how I will be able to change my metabolism in such life. So I think one day I'll have a superior swanky body. No physical reward is worth what I do here. No money is worth what I do here. You can't exchange this for anything. You're taking my joy back by saying this, and you're giving me something which I have never enjoyed. So as an obligation, I don't think I will. And I don't need that thing. I don't think a yacht and a beach is a fun. I think fun is when kicking someone and going